Well, good morning. My name is Matt Roylance. This is the first in a video series vlog, I guess they call it these days. And this is about my journey with duodenal or duodenal, however you want to pronounce it, switch. Here's a little bit of my story. I'm currently driving on the interstate right now, heading to work. I have to be on the interstate for approximately 20 minutes, depending on traffic every morning. So I thought it's a good time I can vlog. I'm gonna get a better holder for my cell phone though, so that you're not looking up at this awesome angle, seeing how fat I am. I guess the kids these days would say that it's not a good angle for a selfie. But anyway, my story. So I'm a 49-year-old male. I'm married. I have 4 children. Approximately 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, I elected to have vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. I went out of the States to do it. I went to Tijuana, Mexico. Had a great experience. The people there were fantastic. It was a little bit strange. Just different, not strange, but just different. That is a loud truck, man. Anyway, so don't know how the audio quality on this is going to be. Eventually, what I plan to do is take my son's GoPro and use that for this, but I can't steal that right now because he's still very attached to it. But eventually, I will get it from him. So anyway, a couple of things I've noted about people who do vlogs about this type of journey. I was looking on YouTube last night, and I found a few people who were, basically documenting the same journey that I am. One of them was really good. A gal that lives up in Oregon, I think. She does a fantastic job, and that's great. And I like hearing her story. And she has quite a few entries, which was very, very helpful about what she eats and what she's going through, and very, very helpful. Other people do like 2 entries and then they're done. So, I think they start off with good intentions, and that might be me too. But I think what happens is that people get one of 2 things. Either they get really good at success and they're like, okay, I'm done. Or they fail at it and they're like, I don't want to share my failures. No way, sorry. So I think those 2 things are probably the reason why people stop doing it. It's kind of a pain in the butt to make a video every day or every so often, every week, every month. Edit it if you have to, and then put it up on YouTube. So I get it, and we'll see how far I go with this. But anyway, back to my story. So fought with weight for most of my adult life. I was kind of a heavy kid. I was very athletic in high school. So through playing sports and different things, I'm 6'4", have been since high school. And in high school, I remember it was funny. I was playing high school football, and I think I weighed 190 pounds. And I wanted to desperately weigh more, but I couldn't seem to gain weight. And once football season ended, I was able to gain weight. Kept eating like I was playing football, but didn't play any sports after that. And so I think by the time I graduated, I was closer to 200, somewhere between 200 and 210 pounds. Still didn't look that, still looked pretty good for my frame and my size. My BMI would have been normal at that point. I went out and did 2 years of church missionary service. And during that time, I probably gained about another 10 pounds. Again, nothing that was really over the top. Didn't think I was really that much overweight. Felt a little bit overweight. I may have even gotten up to 215 or 220. I'm not really sure. I do remember feeling like I really needed to do something about my weight, though. I remember having a colleague of mine at that time comment that I had, pretty good sized belly. Looking back at the pictures, I don't look fat. So anyway, then I got into college. Met my wife while I was in college, got married, and I remember looking at some things while I was in college and thinking, I've got to lose some weight, because I think I was up around 260 to 270, and I just remember thinking, okay, I've got to lose some weight, getting married here soon, really want to look good for my wedding. So I remember trying to not really diet, maybe a little bit, didn't really know what I was doing. Tried some exercise classes and things, tried to go to the gym, Busy college student, didn't really make much progress, didn't have much success. So fast forward to college graduation, getting the first desk job, and then, man, as soon as I got that first desk job, I put on weight like crazy. Before I knew it, I was probably up to about 320, and kind of hovered there for a while during my late 20s, early 30s. I do remember, so I was living in Texas at the time and working down there, and I remember having a weight loss contest, and I remember my weigh-in weight was 348 pounds or something like that. And I thought, okay, and I did pretty good in the weight loss contest, and I, lost weight, got down back down to the 320s or something, but then, like every other time, it seems like during my life, I lost a bunch of weight and then gained it all back. So that was probably my pattern for probably the next 10 to 15 years. Back in 2008, so approximately 10 years ago, I lost 150, 60 pounds, something like that. I went on Phentermine, not Fen-Phen, because that'll kill you, but I went on Phentermine and just got really religious with my diet and exercise, just cut out the carbs as best I could, watched my meal portion sizes, did really, really well. And again, weight loss contest where I was working. I was no longer living in Texas. I was living, I live in Utah. Not as much as we'll divulge about that. But yeah, I ended up losing, I went from like I think my highest weight was 410. We're up to 410 now. So 410, and I got down, or 409, somewhere right in there, and I got down to 267. And so whatever that is, 147 pounds or something like that, 146 pounds. So I was really, really happy with that. Unfortunately, during that time, I lost my job. I got laid off. And that was really, really hard on me mentally. And I just started getting back into some old habits, quit going to the gym, which was weird because I think I kept my gym membership. It wasn't because I'm pretty sure it was paid for. It wasn't like I needed the money to pay for the gym. Anyway, so long story short, I gained back every bit of that weight that I lost in a matter of I lost it all in about, it started in January, of course, because that's when you kick off all diets. And I lost that amount of weight in probably 9 months. So I remember, I think I hit my lowest during September of 2008. And I got laid off in 2009. So I managed to kind of keep it off a little bit. I gained some of it back. I think I got back up to 290 by 2009, middle of 2009, when I got laid off. And then it just skyrocketed back up. And before I knew it, I was back up to 375, 380, 390. And it didn't take very long either. I probably gained it all back within 6 months. So easy off, easy come, easy go. That was very discouraging to me. I tried a number of times after that, probably one more time with the clinic and the Phentermine. Actually, twice more that I can think of that I tried to do that. Had limited success, probably lost not 2 pounds. That's what it felt like. 2 to 3 pounds. I don't even know what I'm saying there. 2 to 3 pounds a week is what you're supposed to lose. I lost 20 to 30. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I lost 20 to 30 pounds, and that was great. But again, it all came right back. I'm now to the point in my life, and I'll talk about my bariatric journey here in a second, but I'm now to the point in my life where I realize I have a problem with food. I use it to cope, just like a lot of people do. It's a coping mechanism for me. If I get stressed out, food is my friend. So that's a problem that I realize I need to address. Anyway, on to bariatrics. Back in 2015, my sister told me that she was going to have bariatric surgery, and I'm like, don't do that. Only 600 pound people have that. But the more we talked about it, I realized that it's for anybody, and if your BMI is over 35, you're technically morbidly obese and you qualify and blah, blah, blah. The more I looked into it, I thought, okay, maybe we should do this. it's kind of cool to find out that there was this procedure called a vertical gastric sleeve or sleeve gastrectomy that you can do to basically just shrink the size of your stomach, but it doesn't do all the rerouting of a traditional bypass. And I'd heard a lot of horror stories about dumping and issues with bypass, and I thought, I don't really want to rearrange the plumbing that much. But a smaller stomach, I can see that, and I was really sold on the restrictive end of this. So started looking into having this surgery done. Was a little bit devastated when I found out my insurance that I currently have, which was really good insurance, but it's PMO, I don't know, whatever it is. It's really good insurance in that I have to pay very little out of pocket for covered things, but for non-covered things, and bariatric surgery is one of them, they don't cover a lick. So screw that. So I ended up looking into some other options, was able to arrange some financing, and rather than have it done near where I live, which would have cost $14,000, I elected to go to Tijuana, Mexico, and have it done down there. And like I said, I had a really good experience. My wife got to go with me, and the whole package cost $6,000. That included airfare for me and my wife to go there, and cost of the surgery and the whole 9 yards, $6,000 done and dusted. So that was my option. That's what we did. So when I figured out I was going to do this, it was October, November of 2015. I knew I was scheduled for December 28th. You're supposed to do a 2-week pre-op diet, and I said I'm going to do a month because I really wanted to jumpstart this. I was just super excited, and so I kind of did it light for 2 weeks. I kind of started cutting back on the sweets and the carbs and some of the other things, and so I started on November 27th, I think. Basically, it was the Monday after Thanksgiving, and my weigh-in on that day was 450 pounds. So I had kind of let myself go a little bit, knowing that I was going to have this surgery. So that's problem number one. And so the other thing too is I was really, I think my BMI at this point was it was over 50, and the surgery office I was going through offered a discount if you could get under a BMI of 50. So I was really trying to do that. So that's why I gave up soda pop. I was drinking Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper, probably at least some days it was as much as a 2-liter bottle. I don't think I ever drink that much every day, but usually it was stopping at McDonald's on the way in for breakfast. I was a hardcore fast food junkie, and getting some McDonald's breakfast and Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper. And I was just hooked. And then I would have one usually at lunch, and if I kept some in the fridge at work, more than 2, and some at home at night. So I thought, okay, this is, I knew you were supposed to give it up anyway, so I'm like, okay, this is my chance to get away from soda. And if there's any one thing I'm proud of, it's the fact that I got away from soda I've been away from soda for 2 years. I've had the occasional sip here and there from like one of my kids or my wife's or whatever, but it's not like I've gone in anywhere and ordered a soda. So that's cool. I'm pretty happy about that, and like I said, that's at least one solid thing that I've done that I've been proud of. Anyway, so bariatric journey went really well. Weight didn't come off quite as fast as I wanted to, but shoot, within 3 months I was down 90 pounds. That included what I lost pre-op. Pre-op in that month I lost 30 pounds. I got down to 420. So the day I flew out to Tijuana, and I was going to have same-day surgery. It's like flying to San Diego. They picked me up, run me down there, and I was in surgery that afternoon. And I'm pretty sure my weight didn't change that much during that time. So, like I said, I got on the scale that morning at home, and I was 420. I think I was 420, 21 in the doctor's office that afternoon. But unfortunately, it didn't get me low enough to get the lower than 50 BMI discount, which sucked. But hey, I lost 30 pounds. But over the next couple months, like I said, I lost about another 60 pounds in the first 3 months after post-surgery. That was great. I didn't really have any problems. I did have a little bit of throwing up when I first came out of surgery. That was kind of sucked, but oh well.